They had been fighting for years, across Poland, France, Russia, Italy. German soldiers thought they had seen everything the enemy could throw at them. But in the winter of 1944, as American units pushed deeper into Europe, German troops began noticing something unexpected. The men leading patrols, the voices giving orders under fire, the soldiers advancing when others hesitated, they weren't who German intelligence had described. They weren't who Nazi propaganda had prepared them for. And when these soldiers took command of the battlefield, many Germans realized, too late, that they had been dangerously wrong. For years, Nazi ideology had drilled one belief into German troops, that black soldiers were inferior, untrained, incapable of leadership. Propaganda posters, training manuals, officers' lectures, all repeated the same lie. So when German units first encountered African-American soldiers in U.S. uniforms, many assumed they were labor troops, drivers, porters, support units, not frontline fighters, not leaders. But the reality of the American Army was far more complex. By 1944, over 1 million African Americans were serving in uniform, and while segregation still ruled the U.S. military, combat had a way of tearing illusions apart. In Italy, France, and later Germany itself, German troops began meeting units they did not understand, units that did not retreat when expected, units that advanced methodically, aggressively, under fire. One of those units was the 751st Tank Battalion. Nicknamed the Black Panthers, they arrived in Europe in late 1944 and were attached to General Patton's Third Army. Patton was blunt. He did not care about race. He cared about results. And the 751st delivered them. They fought for 183 consecutive days without relief, through mud, snow, artillery fire, and German counterattacks. They spearheaded assaults, held key road junctions, and broke through defenses German commanders believed would hold. German after-action reports began to change. No more talk of inferior troops, no more dismissive language. Instead, reports described disciplined armor maneuvers, coordinated assaults, and command decisions under fire. Decisions made by black American officers and NCOs. For many German soldiers, this was their first direct contradiction of everything they had been taught. Then came the moments that shattered the myth completely. In one engagement, German infantry prepared to counterattack what they believed was a weakened American position. Instead, they ran into a perfectly timed armored response. Tanks moved with precision. Infantry advanced behind them. Fire was controlled, deliberate, overwhelming. German POWs later recalled the shock, not just of defeat, but of who was in charge. Black American tank commanders, black American platoon leaders, men issuing calm, confident orders while shells exploded around them. One German POW reportedly said, "We were told these men could not fight, but they fought better than anyone we faced." By the end of the campaign, even hardened German veterans understood something unsettling. The enemy they had dismissed was leading them off the battlefield. World War II was often remembered as a clash of nations, weapons, and ideologies, but on the ground, it was also a war of assumptions. German troops entered battle believing lies about race, about leadership, about who deserved command. And those lies cost them. For African American soldiers, victory came at a terrible price. They fought 2 wars at once against the enemy abroad and prejudice at home. Yet on Europe's battlefields, under fire and pressure, something undeniable happened. Leadership spoke louder than propaganda. Courage dismantled ideology, and reality crushed myth. German troops didn't expect black American soldiers until they took command and proved that history, like the battlefield, belongs to those who earn it.